The TLDW of this is that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is awful. But then I think we all knew it would be, didn't we? I can't. Okay, so I didn't even take any notes on this, y'all. I took no notes. I went to this movie. Well, let me start the slideshow. I went to this movie fully prepared for it to be terrible. It was terrible. There was much laughter in the theater. There was a lot of laughing in the theater. And I honestly, at some point during the movie, I said to Arturo, I can't tell if the creators of this movie were taking it seriously or were intentionally trying to be funny, because there were some moments where it seemed like they were really taking it seriously and they were trying to make an honest-to-God scary horror movie. But it was, well, obviously the premise is ridiculous, okay? Winnie the Pooh turned feral. And so there's that. But then on top of not just that, the whole idea of it is the fact that this movie has all, like, it does all of the stupid horror tropes that we know. People making dumb decisions. People being too loud when there's the baddie is like right around the corner and they're talking. They're not even trying to be quiet. They're just talking really loud and going toward the danger when you should be running away from it. And then also another thing about this movie is on the Cinemark app, it said it was an hour and 40, but it was really done in like an hour and 20 or an hour and 22. And during the movie, so, okay. Oh my gosh, I just hit the ground running, didn't I? The premise is, if you don't already know it, Christopher Robin, he had to leave to go off to college, and because his friends, Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and the bunny or whatever, what was his name? Well, whatever, you know, all his friends, they turned feral because he wasn't there anymore to bring them food, and they were like these mutant whatever, they were like these creatures. And so then he brings his wife or girlfriend or whatever to come meet them and finds out the hard way that they've turned feral. And I thought the whole movie was going to be just about Christopher Robin trying to survive the 100 Acre Woods. No, they take Christopher Robin captive. They kill his wife. I'm going full on spoilers here, y'all. There is no reason to spare you. They they take Christopher Robin captive, and excuse me, my allergies have just been given. I got my throat. They take him captive. That's like the very beginning. And then it branches off into the story of this girl. She's like set up to be the main character. She has apparently suffered some scary incident in her past. A stalker had been hassling her, and she's going through all this therapy, and the therapist suggests she just go off somewhere and to get away from everything. So she goes off to get away from everything with a bunch of friends. And it's where the 100 Acre Woods is. Pooh kills one of their friends before she even gets to the place, and then they start stalking the rest of the girls that are there. Then, during all this stuff that's going on, all of a sudden, the girls, or the surviving girls, stumble across Christopher Robin, and they free him, and then, magically, there's this other girl that they had apparently taken captive earlier, and she's all chained up. And we have no idea who she is. She's just some other woman. And they help her. And then she decides instead of them all trying to escape, she decides she wants to go after them and try to kill Pooh and Piglet, because there's only Pooh and Piglet really that show up to do all this slaughtering. And she takes this gun that one of the girls has, and she goes off looking for them. And then she just like shoots the gun. Well, there's nothing there. She just shoots the gun. And then, of course, Pooh comes up and she tries to shoot the gun. There's no more bullets. There was only one bullet in this gun. Okay. And so, well, she's toast. And then two of the girls that are left, they run away, and these 4 guys try to assist them, but of course Pooh kills every single one of them. And some of the scenes in here were reminiscent of the awfulness that was Halloween Kills, when the townsfolk, they beat up Michael Myers and then he just kind of walks it off and gets back up and kills all of them. It was kind of like that. I mean, some of the stuff that was happening in here reminded me of scenes from that movie. So it's like this movie took every single horror element that it could think of practically and threw it in this story. And I can't tell if they want to be taken seriously. Surely not. I mean, honestly. Or if they were, honest to goodness, trying to make what they thought was a legitimately scary and sensible horror movie, because there was nothing really scary or sensible about this film. I can't complain, all right? So I'm not mad at the movie because I went into this film knowing it was going to be bad. And in all honesty, when it got started off, it was okay. But when they show Pooh and Piglet, that's when it's like, I mean, it's terrible. But the movie theater was packed. Probably because it was only showing one night. Now, one of the managers at the movie theater told me if it did well during this limited release, that it might go wide. But I just don't know. Surprisingly, the film has almost 5 stars out of 10 on IMDb. That shocks the heck out of me. Maybe people are rating it high for the enjoyment factor of the ludicrousness of everything in this film. Because I did go in here fully prepared to laugh, and there was a lot of laughing. And so I was kind of torn between, am I supposed to root for these characters and want them to get away, or am I just supposed to laugh at how absolutely insane this entire movie is? And I'm caught in this weird thing in the middle. Anyway, you know how this movie might have worked as a true horror movie if they had animated it. If it had been animated, I think they could have made it work. That's the random chick that she just shot the gun and Pooh comes after her from a different direction. Anyway, if they had animated this, I could see this sufficiently being something pretty scary and horrific. But because they went live action and the masks are so terrible and the acting is not that great. The main actress, she did okay. It's not like she lacked talent completely. She wasn't awful. The guy who played Christopher Robin was so, but most of the others were pretty, they didn't do a great job, and it was painful to watch that. So I kind of feel like this movie should be classified as a comedy more than anything else. So yeah, the Winnie the Pooh went public domain a little while ago, and it's like these people just jumped on it right away to capitalize on the fact that they could now do stuff with these characters. But you know something that I would love to see, a true horror movie of once it becomes public domain, that's Batman. I could see that being something pretty horrific. That'd be a cool horror movie, actually. Anyway, whatever. Has nothing to do with this. This movie is terrible. I knew it would be. I think we all knew it would be. I didn't even bother to make the effort to take any notes. Now, there have been times that I've done that with some movies, but this one, I just didn't feel like doing it. I almost didn't even feel like making a review video of it, but I felt like it was so horrific that it was worth letting you all know how horrific it was, but I have a feeling that that's not necessary. I think we all knew this. I can't imagine that there's anybody that wanted to watch this that was honestly going to take it seriously as a horror movie. And yeah, I went to go see it just for the diversion and just to laugh at it and see how bad it was really going to be. And it was, yeah, it was terrible. I don't have anything witty to say anymore. I'm done for the evening. It's time for me to just quit talking now. Got to get myself mentally prepared for Ant-Man tomorrow, which I understand is getting mixed reviews. So I am prepared for the fact that this whole week of movies that I've gone to see, it's going to feel like it's been a week of not great movie watching. But I have been watching Luther, and that's good. So I guess I can't complain completely about the stuff I've been watching this week. Okay, I don't have anything else. It's not worth talking anymore about it. So I'm going to stop right now and see you guys later. Bye.